Good morning, happy weekend. Hope you've had a good week. So, I'm talking this morning about accountability for our feelings and being responsible for our feelings. So, I don't know if you've ever felt that you're angry or upset because somebody else made you feel that way. I know I've certainly felt that way. But what I'm very aware of is that no matter how somebody may have behaved that may have triggered a reaction, a response in me, they're not actually responsible for the fact that I'm feeling angry or I'm feeling hurt or I'm feeling sad or scared. My point being, that at any point in our lives when we're triggered in something, we feel a very, very strong emotion about something, it's actually our responsibility what we're feeling regardless of what's gone on. Now that can be a bitter pill to swallow and it could almost feel a bit controversial, but it's actually the truth of self accountability and responsibility. So when we might feel hurt or anger, for example, remember at that point there are a myriad of different emotions we could feel. So where somebody might feel anger for a situation, somebody else experiencing the same situation might feel sadness instead. Where somebody might feel heartbroken over a situation, somebody else might feel relieved and see the silver lining. We are creatures of our previous existence. We tend to feel in the moment some link to what's gone on in our past, which is why at any point that we feel emotions, we're entitled to them, but they are ours. And often we may think that, for example, anger, we're angry with somebody who's just said something to us, and we might feel angry in that moment in the present, but really that anger might be spurred on from something that we've already experienced in the past with somebody completely different. That might be why under those conditions we attach anger to that situation, because it's actually to do with an angry situation in the past. That's why somebody else in exactly the same setup who's experienced exactly that same moment with a person might instead experience sadness or fear because of maybe something they've experienced from their past. We would almost be inhuman if we didn't kind of live out and play out in the moment reactions and responses based to things we've already computed and experienced. If we were a complete blank canvas in that moment, we might not even know how to react to that situation that's generating a big response, because we might not be in tune with our emotions or felt enough emotions to know which one to apply. So my point being, and I used to find this frustrating to get my head round, but there is truth in this. When I have felt that I feel a certain emotion because somebody has said or done something, and I think it's their fault I feel this, they made me feel this way, they can't make me feel anything I'm not allowing. So yes, there are definitely situations in life where no matter what, we're going to feel some kind of heavy, deep emotion that isn't pleasant. Which one it is often dependent on what we've already been through. We are allowed our emotions. We are allowed our heavy emotions, our deep emotions, what they call negative emotions. There's no such thing as a negative emotion. They're no better or worse than positive emotions. It's just what we do with them, how we handle them, how long we hold on to them, and how we might react with them. So when we take ownership and accountability for how we're feeling, for example, I felt upset or I felt angry when so-and-so said something. I felt it. These are my emotions. It doesn't mean that that person's off the hook. It means that I'm being accountable for how I'm feeling, and then I can healthily express that. That person may then say, I'm really sorry, Sue. I didn't realise that when I said whatever, that's how you felt, or that wasn't my intention, or maybe it was. But it can open up a healthy, mature dialogue to resolve something, and then for me healthily to express my emotions so I'm no longer sitting with them. Have I mastered that completely? No. Do I still get frustrated sometimes that I feel a certain way because somebody did something? Yes. But when I try to go into my more mature self or my higher self spiritually, I am fully aware that it's mine to own whatever I'm feeling, because I've made that choice that that's the emotion I link to it. This doesn't mean that bad things haven't happened to you at the hands of other people. I am not going down that route with this video. That's not what this is about. This is why we kind of create big, heavy emotions, because things do happen. But when we're accountable for how we feel, we're actually stepping into our power. We're owning it. We know that we're in control of ourselves. It's actually about empowerment. Happy weekends.